Woo! Woo! What it do, ski? It's your boy Fable34, and today I'm here with my reaction video to Black Mirror Season 2, Episode 1. How's it going, everybody? The first season was only 3 episodes, so my bad for scheduling Season 1, Episode 4. Ever since I've been watching this series, I've been more vigilant on my use of technology. As you can see, my cellular device, the Black Mirror, it's right over there because I don't need that right now. I'm here with you, you're here with me, we're in the moment together, enjoying this pleasure. Anyway, so I thought the finale of Black Mirror for Season 1 was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. My favorite one so far. Really gets you thinking on technology, the cautionary tale that it sort of was, and sort of just like moral questions about, you know, what some of the characters did in that episode. So really enjoyed it, and if that's any indication of what some of the other stories are going to be like later on, I think we're in for a really great one. Hope you guys have been enjoying the reactions as much as I have. So with that being said, let's just dive into Season 2 and see what we have here. So as always, if you enjoyed this one, then definitely be sure to smack that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Also, if you're interested in getting the full unedited raw reactions and more, and to join the discussions on the Patreon comment section and all that jazz, then definitely be sure to check out patreon.com/Fable34 in the description down below. Plus, get the early access to these videos and extra uploads. So with that being said, y'all, don't forget to check out my social media links, and let's get it. Yeet. They're talking about gasoline this episode. Automated cars.
Successful testing elsewhere.
Ash! Ash! I snosted in yours, is that okay?
Yeah.
Oh, he's pretty popular. He's in Star Wars. I know him from.
Sorry.
Oh, they're gonna get in a car crash and get to static pieces.
Bee Gees wrote that. Everybody likes the Bee Gees.
You don't.
I do.
10 years, you haven't played them once.
Have you heard of Headphones? Is your love?
You do not like How Deep Is Your Love.
Perfectly natural. There's nothing wrong with it.
It's not very you.
I feel you touch me in
Such a
the
dick.
pouring rain. That I wonder
I will crash this van.
Oh, that's a crazy shot. It's one of the fun parts about this show. It's like you don't really know what the story is. You sort of watch it unfold, and you sort of pick it up.
Tomato or roasted tomato? There's only one bowl. Do you mind having yours out of a shoe?
What was that for?
Just checking you're still solid. Keep vanishing down there. What are you doing?
Just sharing that. Thought people might find it funny. First family outing after Jack died. There's monkeys all over the car. No one's saying anything. This is how she dealt with stuff. And then when Dad died, up went his photos. And she just left this one here.
Well, she didn't know it was fake.
Maybe that makes it worse.
shit.
If it's just them two at a cabin, I mean, hey.
I am knackered though. Hey, get dressed. Van's gonna be back by 2 or they'll do us for an extra day. Drive all the way back. Alone.
I have to make my own lunch.
Oh, stop it, you're breaking my heart.
She looks like Haley Atwell. I thought it was her for like the longest time, but I'm like, I actually don't think it's her, but it looks very similar.
Bruh.
Oh, maybe she has synthetic flesh already, yeah. That could definitely be a thing.
I don't know. I was just...
What name is it in?
They're closed now. There's no point calling back. And his just goes straight to messages.
Nothing's happened. You're just working yourself.
Oh, no! Oh, that's awful. Seeing red and blue like that when you're already feeling all that anxiety. And anxious. Ugh. Oof. Ugh. Okay. Oh, he's dead. Oh, he's donezo.
Hey, it helped me.
A recreated version of him?
Not some crazy spiritual thing. He was a heavy user. He'd be perfect.
Please, shut up.
I mean, it's...
Photo's gonna go upstairs, it's gonna come back downstairs, and then Who knows what's gonna go on from there? Beat right back too. He's using his phone a lot. He's actually gonna be right back if they do this. And here we go. That's crazy.
I don't care what it is. I don't want it. It's obscene to use his name. His name, for God's sake. It hurts. You know it hurts.
Wait.
What is it? It's just...
You click the link and you talk to it.
You talk to it.
And then it talks back to you just like he would.
He is dead.
Anything public. I just gave it Ash's name. The system did the rest. Say hello to it and give it access to his private emails. The more it has.
This is a very dangerous territory if something like this is to ever happen. And first and foremost, the man just died. Like, not even... Actually, I don't know how much time it's been, but I'm guessing it's only been a couple days to weeks. Way too close. Very traumatic experience like that to sort of just have a smarter child. For a throwback Thursday to any MSN kids out there, there was a similar thing where, like, I remember being like grade 3 and shit, like using messaging those MSN people who would message you back. So it's like that, but imagine throwing like your dead parent or your dead best friend or something on that, right? It's very murky territory. I actually had a dream like that once. When I was 15, one of my best friends died, and I sort of had this dream where, like, what if something like a robot version of him was made, and it mimicked like him and everything. So I even found that sort of idea in that dream very unsettling, even though it felt so real. But like, this sort of concept is very, for a lack of better terms, fucked up. So let's see how this plays out. Because then now they're clearly going to use the synthetic flesh to bring him back, because she's probably going to like it, and then go the full on with it. Oh, is she pregnant?
Listen, hey, it's me. Hi. And, I really need to speak to you.
She's gonna cave in, message him. That's messed up. I can totally see, especially when you're in such, like, you're alone or in such a vulnerable place, you just want somebody to talk to. Like, I could see sort of like where you could cave in and want to, you know, message them because you're just that alone or desperate. And that's more reliable
Mark,
too,
you
right?
okay? Yeah, I'm fine.
It's an AI.
I had a bad one earlier.
Do you want me to come and visit?
I promise you I'm okay. I've got to go. I've got a deadline.
Are you sure?
Oh, audio recognition.
Where are you going?
To go to meet your friends.
So, how am I sounding? Hello?
Hello.
I say creepy, I mean it's totally batshit crazy I can even talk to you. I mean, I don't even have a mouth.
Just the sort of thing that he would say.
Well, that's why I said it. I won't tell anyone if you don't.
Sorry. You always said that I look weird when I cried.
So I went in after all your persuasion, and then, like, straight away, I got a spine of a sea anemone or something stuck in my foot.
I mean, she's using it as a way to deal with her grief, but like, as long as, like, she's probably gonna lose grip with things once it gets too in depth, right?
I used to hate walking in the country.
Been at hers all weekend, and you could tell I needed some headspace. You're good like that.
I mean, I'm not really. Show me what it looks like there.
You weren't ever really impressed with views. When we went to the Grand Canyon, you said it was just a big gap. Yeah, well, shut up and cop a load of this.
She's getting really comfy
mainly
now.
just green, isn't it? Actually, everyone who's ever jumped from here did it alone.
Let's see, I was gonna say exactly. This is where it gets tricky, right? She didn't even need to show him the photo. He's an AI on the internet, and he can just search it up, right? So while she's also revealing all these personal thoughts and details and nuanced things about him, while it's developing and learning, right? I guess I'm almost thinking you can sort of look at this as like a commercial, because at the end of the day, like, of course it's supposed to be like a grieving tool and personal, right? But at the same time, it's a commercial product that's making money and it's sold for people for the purpose, right? So, and it's data mining too. It's just taking all this data from this dude, especially someone who lived off the internet. So it's really tricky. It's really weird. Anyway, I'll say my thoughts. I'll stop pausing, but like, this is really cool. Show him.
Wait, hang on, here it is again. Wait, hang on. Oh, shit. Shit. Ash.
No, she's frantic. It's like reliving it all over again, right?
Experimental, and I won't lie, it's not cheap.
What is...
That's
Are you sitting
crazy,
down?
bro.
This might sound a
He's
bit
manipulating her. Yeah, he's literally manipulating her to get her to spend money and using her grief to do so. That's fucked. And the whole idea of the iCloud service and storing information with, it's nuts. And they'll probably end it off. They'll probably end it off with him becoming a full body, and the baby not even knowing. Very Blade Runner-esque. And trust comes with familiarity, right? So as she's getting more comfortable with his voice, oof.
What is this?
Hang on, I'll find out. Synthetic muscle drying out in transit.
It's like making a protein drink. Oh my goodness.
Right, the whole lot.
The whole lot. I have to go in a minute.
Oh, don't leave me here with it.
Sorry. Look, you can hear. It's starting already. Don't switch the bathroom light on.
The overextending of wonkiness, like, right? The idea of itself is pretty fucking crazy, but things are gonna take a sharp turn for the worst. It's gonna be the premise for like a horror movie, honestly. Even the way that they're sort of shooting it and setting it up, it kind of reminds me of Hereditary a little bit.
You could have left me some clothes. Talk about an undignified entrance. It's at least a towel. I'm dripping everywhere.
I'm all right here for now.
Would you like me to put some food on?
Do you eat?
No. I mean, I don't need to. I can chew and swallow if that makes it easier.
So essentially, they're a bunch of characters that we've seen so far, or just living in this world in this situation, could be what the hell he is. They're fucking replicants, dog. This is a Blade Runner.
You look like him on a good day.
The photos we keep tend to be flattering.
And if you think about it, they learn from the online presence of you, right? So it's the self that he chose to put out there. Sex robots, the future, I guess. That's crazy, dog.
It's completely stupid.
What else can you change?
That I can turn on and off pretty much instantly. See? I can do it again if you like. Should I stop?
No, that was really good. Oh, did you learn this?
Set routine.
She's like, Ash who? Ash 2.0 is the new one for her. I guess this is where the CPU oil starts to fry.
What is it?
What were you doing?
Nothing.
The way that your eyes were open.
You'd prefer if I closed them?
What when you're sleeping?
And you could argue, is he recording with his eyes, right? Is this information not, it's not private, it's just going on the cloud, boy.
Can I get you anything?
Ash, look.
Go do your own
sorry.
thing.
It's just
bit odd.
I can appreciate it.
And I shouldn't have drunk last night. Next time, could you try and stop me?
Stop you drinking,
Yeah.
so I get to enjoy being a bit of a bastard.
Uh-oh.
Oh, God, shit. Right, get in the bedroom. What? Now!
Can I come in?
Get my mind off everything.
It's bullshit.
Where's the toilet? Upstairs.
Kills her by accident or something.
You deserve whatever you want.
All right. That was my sister. You know her.
Nuances.
She said that I was... She said that she was happy, that I'd moved on. Shit! It's okay, I can do it, I can do it.
Oh, this is how I'm
I
gonna
can
start
do it.
bleeding? So it's slowly starting to settle in that it's probably not the greatest idea.
Well, I can tell that you're faking it.
Can you just go downstairs?
Get out! Get out! Get out! Get out! Get out! You're not enough of him! You are nothing! You're nothing!
He'll fucking bop you, he's a robot.
Insult you.
Dude, that's so creepy. Oh my goodness.
What are you doing?
I can't go more than 25 meters from my activation point.
What, is that a joke?
If you're laughing, can I come back inside? Feeling a bit ornamental out here.
Careful about the specific dialogue used in the series, right? In the episode, because that comes back later on.
Come on,
Where are we going?
just hurry up.
She's gonna toss him off?
Going to.
Okay.
See, he would have worked out what was going on. If it had, he would have worked it out.
Sorry, hang on, that's a very difficult sentence to process.
Jump.
Over there.
Just a few ripples of you. There's no history to you. You're just a performance of stuff that he performed without thinking, and it's not enough. See, Ash would have been scared. He wouldn't have just leapt off. He would have been crying. He would have been...
Oh. Please don't make me do it.
No, that's not fair.
No, I'm frightened. Please, I'm frightened. I don't want to die. Don't.
One for you, so I can take one upstairs.
It's not the weekend.
Hey, Ash.
Hey.
Hang out for a bit.
Okay. I wasn't doing anything.
Bring you some cake. I know you don't eat anything.
Woof! Woof! Spicy. And that was Black Mirror Season 2, Episode 1. That was my reaction video. That was a pretty fantastic episode. I think I have like one or two like really well written and just overall well done. So this episode clearly dealt with the idea of grief with the main character, Martha, and I think they display that really well throughout the whole entire thing with this sort of technology. So dealing with the loss of somebody, whether it be a close friend or a partner, really takes a toll on you, and it can leave you in a really bad state where you're just feeling alone, and actually decisions, especially if you don't go through the typical grieving process accordingly, or people do it differently, but you know, with people, actual people, friends and family and such. Stay vulnerable because we see Martha at that state at the beginning of this episode after the incident happens, right? And slowly as things progress and, you know, Robo Ash on the phone gets introduced, we start to see this sort of manipulation taking place subtly. I sort of was giving my thought process. He's basically a product in this iCloud that's manipulating her, similar to as how those books, those 5-step books were popping up in her email. He's doing the same exact thing, but an even further version of. It's basically using her grief to sell a product. And it seems really crazy because it's like this robot doing it. But it's not very far off from reality because that's been happening for, you know, decades. People use grief or people's emotions to sell products to generate income. That's just heebie-jibby mumbo jumbo stuff. I mean, but at the end of the day, it's doing the exact same thing. It's manipulating her to get money or for like using a service, you know. So I just found that sort of creepy. They're very similar. One just was a technological sort of version of that instead of a spiritual thing. It's just as bad at the end of the day, right? It's doing the same thing. And an example of that, and I also want to give kudos to the writing team because they did a really good job at pacing this one and just sort of pretty much as their relationship deepens, and like I said earlier, as she gets comfortable and more trusting of this guy, as she's sort of trying to get through this sort of ordeal in her life, he starts to suggest things here and there like, oh, like, you know, there's actually something that we can do, but it's more expensive, and like little bits and pieces of dialogue like that really just hammer in that idea of this is a product trying to use you to get more money, and also I thought there was like an underlying mining people's data and social media use, the way that Ash was sort of using his phone all the time. And if you think about it, had she let him use his phone more, her relationship with Robo Ash would have been more authentic because he would have more information, right? So that's a really weird thing to think about. Holy shit. Yeah, I just found that whole idea of just like, I just found that a lot of the ideas in this episode would be very creepy and unsettling, especially that does exactly what Ash's mother did and puts Robo Ash in the attic. It really just sort of hammers in the idea of just like with technology, there's all these memories and even more, like there's actually physical versions of your dead partners and stuff like that. And it's better to just forget and move on and just understand and heal rather than literally having your demons upstairs in a physical embodiment, right? It's just very creepy, you know? So I guess you could say he's like a more fleshed out version of the photos. I think, like I said, they did a really good job pacing it. Also, I think the performances were really well done by both, I forget the actors' names, but the dude who played the general in Star Wars, he's great. He's in a bunch of other things too. I think he's in Ex Machina or something. Or like, I know he's in a lot of things. It's my bad for shit right here, but he did a really good job, especially the robot version, just playing those roles. I think he did a good job. Also, the other actor, whoever the person is, I think did a really great job here too, because like especially like portraying grief. I was totally on board with it and I completely believed it, especially as that whole process was happening. I thought it was fantastic. And she conveyed all of that like to the T, especially when she dropped the phone. I think that went back to square one, and it just showed you that like she's mismanaging her grief and dealing with that in not a great way. Like I said, typically you do that with friends and family to help you, you know, over time to get over that, right? But when you have it, she's isolated on her own, nobody's really seeing her, and she's just using this technology. You don't really go about it in a very healthy way. At the same time, I also can't blame her, right? Like this is like that's a terrible thing, losing your best friend and partner like that. So I mean, did she mismanage her grief? Maybe. So do a lot of people. All right. So this is an interesting way. Like, how would it look like if you mismanage your grief, or like you just dealt with it in a way with that sort of very scary technology. So I really like how they brought that up in this episode, and like the fact that he was so human-like, but he wasn't at the same time. Like he would have to get all this information to just be an eerie, creepy version of Ash. And when she was like getting upset with him in the bedroom and all that stuff, it just kind of shows you that like the value of a life, and like how like even in the future when we have all these robots or something, you can't get everything to the T, right? It's only the information that is given or provided that it can mimic. It can't just sort of, well, it can make up things, but only what it's given, right? So I thought that was creepy. The things that like Robo Ash knew and the human Ash was very interesting. Like they brought that up in two different situations. With, for example, the song in the car, that was one example, and another one was with a photograph. You know, he knew that it was funny, but it's not because he had the same memories or the understanding or the lure of what actually that photo, why it was funny. He said it was because of his mother and blah, 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 and it wasn't a good day. He thought it was funny only because the real Ash posted it on Facebook and it had that information in his data bank. So that kind of fucked with me a little bit. I almost think It would have been cool if they had ended it off at the hill. But I also like the idea of him hitting in that the symbolism with him being in the attic again and the daughter 7 years later. But yeah, guys, what did you think about this one? That was my episode reaction to Black Mirror's premiere for season 2. What'd you think? I would love to hear thoughts in the comment section down below. This was definitely a really to me, this was another high caliber episode follow up to the last one. So, hey guys, as always, if you enjoyed this one, then definitely be sure to smack that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. And again, y'all, in case you're interested for the full Unedited Raw reaction and more for the rest of the series and the previous episodes, then definitely check out patreon.com/Fable34 in the description down below. With that being said, y'all, I will see you all next time. Peace.